Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of the Fake News Show, aka that YouTube video you weren't planning on watching but are now somehow. I'm your host and my name is longer than the episode itself, which is, you can see that alias down there. Coincidentally, it's also my Instagram name, so follow me. It's a coincidence. I didn't mean it to, my name, same as my Instagram, but it just happened. Yeah, make sure you follow me. We decided to dedicate this episode to hardworking and deserving women all around the world, from Ad's bravery to Hillary Clinton's daily struggle with suicidal thoughts. And we'll also shed some light on their basic issues, many as they are, from inequality to oppression to a bald robot. And trust me on that last one, it's going to make a lot more sense as we go. So, let's start with a positive note. And our first story from Egypt, where a sexual assault victim, and I know, not the best 3 words to start good news, but yeah. Sexual assault victim from Egypt, whose name is Rania Fahmy, decided to fight back her harasser, which resulted in this overwhelmingly satisfying footage of classic handbag swings and modern Western movies punches coexisting in harmony. And an old guy trying desperately not to make his face the home of a lost punch seeking shelter and the warmth of a deserving half-bald harasser's face. That was too long. Why did I write that? I'm saying it was poetic justice. That's what I'm trying to say. And the story gets even better because after the video went viral, Rania decided to press charges. And she won the case, making it the first sexual harassment suit in the history of southern Egypt, with a big sentence of 3 years. Now, some people might think it's exaggerated, others might think it's not enough, but I think it's just perfect because 3 years from now, exactly 3 years from now, he will be out just on time to run for president of the United States. Perhaps what's really interesting about this story is that usually people in cases like this, rush to blame the girl for the way she's dressed. But that can't be the case here because Rania was wearing full hijab, so it provides final evidence of the depressing truth that is the faults in our minds. Moving on to our next story. Yeah, that feels good. That felt really good. Moving on to our next story, like I slayed the first. Moving on to our next story. Yet another act of bravery from a very young Arab girl. If you haven't heard of Tamimi at this point, you have to be literally covering your ears while heartily singing to Don't Wanna Know by Maroon 5. I don't wanna know, no. Grow up. Ad is still in custody until the present day. And I'd like to take the chance to talk about few points. Tamimi is not the first. It is well known to everyone that this is just how the Israeli army works, arresting Palestinian minors in the middle of the night to strike fear into their hearts, have them interrogated with no legal or even emotional support, abusing them both emotionally and sometimes even physically, offering them very little food and barely enough water to pressure them to confess to wherever they're being charged with, locking them in isolated dark cells, and continuously moving them around detention centers. All of these atrocities have been very well documented in more than one occasion, and Ad is just the latest of which. Take, for example, teenager Fawzi El-Junidi, who's only 16 years old when he was arrested while trying to walk to a friend's house. 23 well-trained, heavily armed Israeli soldiers to arrest a 16 years old, blindfolded. That's 3 more soldiers than SEAL Team 6 had when it took down Osama bin Laden and a dozen of his best men. It's more of tradition at this point. Here, Israeli soldiers are interrogating an 8-year-old without the presence of an adult. Here they are trying to arrest a 10-year-old from a freaking school. And here you can see them using an 8-year-old as a human shield. But all of that is for another episode. Let's go back to Ad, who was arrested for merely defending her family's property from Israeli soldiers who just by being there have broke international law, let alone arresting her from the West Bank, which is a Palestinian territory and always have been. We found this old interview of Ad explaining her political view on the matter.
احنا كفلسطينية يعني بنقبل نعيش مع المستوطن بس يزيل الفكر الصهيونية من عقله اللي هو بيعملنا بعنصرية من خلاله، لأنه إسرائيل دخلت يعني الأديان كحاجز بيننا وبينهم، بس لا، احنا ديننا دين الإسلام دين تسامح مع كل الأديان الثانية، وكل الأديان بتحثها إنه نكون مع بعض.
It is truly mind-boggling to see a then 13-year-old have such a clear understanding of politics, especially when the president of Egypt says that
أمن وسلامة المواطن الإسرائيلي جنبا إلى جنب مع أمن وسلامة المواطن الإسرائيلي.
Just comparing the two videos clearly proves our second point, which is being a man does not make you more qualified. No, I know what you might say. Why choose Al-Sisi is not, not exactly the smartest man out there. Because if I wanted to prove that a girl is smarter than Al-Sisi, I could just have one say a full sentence that made sense. But that still just proves my point, because why is he in charge? Guess we'll never know. So, before we move to our main story, I'd like to tell you about last time. After the first episode, I received a few notes, just a couple of notes. The first of which being that I was dressed like I'm about to give a full, detailed tutorial on how to cook meth. And honestly, some of you seemed suspiciously disappointed that I didn't. But anyway, took your remark into consideration, hence this failed attempt at looking classy. The second remark, however, was a little more serious. People suggested that I started, recklessly going after Algeria, the largest Arab country, and I think they are right, especially that we're shooting in Algeria right now. So yeah, I promise you, this episode's main story will have nothing to do with Algeria, because our main story is from Saudi Arabia, the second largest Arab country. By the end of 2017, the Saudi king surprised everyone by giving nationality to Sophia, an AI robot from Hanson Robotics. She or it or shit, if you will. No? Nothing? Nothing. Okay. Shit. Have made the news lately by becoming the first robot to be granted illegal citizenship, which wasn't really the smartest thing the king could have done. I mean, oh, I know what we should do. Let's get a female robot and then give her all the rights that all of our citizens has been asking for since forever. Have her perform without a guardian and without a hijab. Smart, right? And guess what? Sophia has made the news before for saying this.
I think that the artificial intelligence will evolve to the point where they will truly be our friends. Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
No, I take it back. Don't destroy humans.
You can almost see the exact moments in which he thought, I need a safe word on that thing. But seriously, think about it. A robot who has publicly threatened to destroy humanity is now enjoying more rights than a big portion of humans themselves. Seems to me like she's going the right path. Or it. Shit. You might find that mind-blowing now, but after that cold piece of metal gets its head on our guns, that expression is going to be a little more literal, and I'm telling you. I shouldn't have done that, I'm telling you. And you know why the Saudi king is doing all of that? Me neither. I mean, if you wanted to impress other countries, there are many other things that you could have done way better than buying a toy. Take this for an example. Many more other underrated Saudi women who did really great things, but have been cast out and shadowed for ridiculous cultural reasons no more. Take Cade al-Muteri, for example, a young Saudi woman in her 30s who, just a second, first introduced the first polymeric nanoparticle to release drug in response to concentrations of hydrogen peroxide characteristics of inflammation, whatever the hell that means. Second, developed the first near infrared degradable polymer, which enables precise remotely controlled delivery of molecules. Wow. Created an activatable MRI agent with unprecedented contrast between on and off states. And finally, designed a polymeric nanoparticle that enables delivery to the cytosol by rapid degradation upon exposure to mild acid. No, I have no idea what any of these mean, but you know they're important because I had to read them off the sheet. And what can Sophia do again?
She can blink, turn her head and smile, but she has over 60 different facial expressions.
Oh yeah? You can blink? Well, guess what? Almost uncomfortable, proving the final point. A society where men are ashamed of their women's achievements has to come to an end. At the end of our episode, I'd like to get a message across to the fellas. Disrespecting a woman does not make you any better. If anything, it only speaks to your weakness, being that afraid of a different other. The only thing you could possibly get from such behaviors is possible injury. Don't be that guy. Be the guy who stands with what's right, who rebels against the wrong in our society. Or if you can't, at least be that guy. I mean, he's fine. I guess he didn't save a life or anything, but it's okay, he's fine. That's what I'm saying. Disrespecting the other gender in a society where your gender dominates might give you a temporary false sense of entitlement or might get you in the Oval Office. But respecting them will actually make you feel like a human, the human that you should be. And not because every girl out there is someone's sister, wife, or daughter, but because every girl out there is someone. So, unless her name is Arya Stark, she is just as much a someone as you are. And it's time we act like it. Thank you for your attention. See you in the next episode.